Tony Gwynn Drive, Petco Park, San Diego, California. Final game of the season. And the final series between the Cubs. Chicago in town for the final 4 games of the regular season against the San Diego Padres. And good evening, everyone, along with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. How many teams are on the sideline now wishing the season had been better? And how about all those pundits that way back in April picked the Padres 29th out of 30 teams in the major leagues? And here they are with just 7 games remaining, a great chance to make the playoffs.
29 out of 30 in the spring, but I'll tell you right now, this San Diego Padre team, after seeing them each and every day, they're number 1 in heart. They've gotten through this season with a little bit of talent, mixed all the way around, but a whole lot of heart on this Padre club, that's for sure.
Well, they've gone around the league and they've shocked one team after another, including the Cubs, a rare 4-game sweep at Wrigley.
Yeah, I don't care how badly the Cubs are playing, but back in August when they're at Wrigley Field, it was all boiling down to great pitching. Clayton Richard was on his game, hitting his spots. And remember, John Garland also was on his game. What was working? The double play ball. The sinker was working, the slider as well, but he was making good pitches, and the Cubs were at a time where they were really reeling. They didn't have a lot of heart back then in August.
But they have improved since then, although here's the confirmation of that Cubs 4-game series with an ERA of 2.25, and they allowed 5 runs in 1 game, so only 4 in the other 3, with opposing batting average for the Cubs of 224. But the Cubs, since Lou Piniella has left, are really playing winning baseball, and they're going to challenge the Padres.
They are. Mike Quade took over for Lou Piniella, and it's a whole different dynamic. Lou Pinella's got his own style. He's kind of like the stern sergeant. Mike Quade's a little bit more laid back, and I think the Cubs, especially the younger players, are letting their natural ability take over a little bit because they don't have the old sergeant like Lou Piniella looking over their shoulder, afraid that he's going to yell at them. So it's been a different dynamic for the younger club players.
And Mike Quade saved Carlos Zambrano, the star right-hander for the Cubs. He should have pitched yesterday against St. Louis. Quade said, no, I'm saving him for the Padres. I want my 4 best pitchers to go against the Padres. They're the one in the pennant race. We want to make it interesting for them.
Well, hopefully, maybe Mike Quade, I shouldn't say hopefully, but Mike Quade is thinking back when that sweep saying, we're going to try to stick it to the Padres. Should be a good matchup.
All right, let's look at tonight's starting pitching matchup for the Cubs. Carlos Zambrano, he's had 2 different seasons. Miserable the first half and unbeatable the second half, raising his record to 9-6. And Tim Stauffer, look at that ERA, 5-4 on the year with an earned run average under 2 points, 2 runs per game. And our pitching matchup is brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Right-hander from Saratoga Springs, New York, Tim Stauffer. 2 years ago, he wasn't able to throw a baseball, shoulder surgery. Tonight, he's the first in line as the Padres fight for the pennant. 4 against the Chicago Cubs. Some pitchers throw heat. Corky's throws heat at termites. Find out about Corky's totally green heat treatment today. Tim Stauffer completing his warm-ups will duck in a score 8th inning in Atlanta. The Braves have a 1-0 lead against the Marlins, and of course we'll watch that closely as that's part of the wild card race. Starting pitcher profile brought to you by the Mark Condos, luxurious downtown San Diego condos from the 300s. Go to the Mark, sandiego.com.
And Tim Stauffer, last 2 starts have been on the road, St. Louis and Los Angeles, and he really twirled the gem last time out, stretching it out as far as pitches are concerned as well. 95 pitches last time, so hopefully Tim Stauffer can take him deep into the game. Probably good for about 100 pitches this evening.
28 years of age. Missed the entire season with that labrum surgery 2 years ago. Last year in his last 6 starts, the Padres were 5-1. That opened their eyes. This year, he was out of options. They didn't want to release him because someone surely would have selected him. So they kept him on the roster, and eventually working through the bullpen, long relief, had a start, then the appendectomy, now back, and he's one of the main characters on that mound for the Padres as they seek to close this great season out with a flourish. First pitch of the game, in for a strike. Kosuke Fukudome hitting .269 with 13 home runs, as you can see, as the leadoff man. Man who played 9 years in the Japan League, and with his time in the American Major Leagues, over 1,500 base hits. Barrels that one in there, 1-2. Well, we got some good sounds. That's feel like you're right behind the umpire tonight.
And that pop in the glove, that'll make the confidence of the pitcher go up. Sounds like you're throwing 105.
Slider down and in, 2-2. It'll be Fukudome, Castro, and then Bird in the first inning. This Cubs team, bunch of good hitters. Line drive foul.
He's a slap type hitter, that's for sure. You saw his body going towards the plate or going towards the pitcher, trying to slap that ball to left field. He'll hook the breaking ball.
High pop-up, could be a play. Torrealba and Gonzalez, the catcher Torrealba right at the railing. A look at the Cubs starting lineup, brought to you by Floor Trader. Pay way less for your flooring. Take it home tonight. Now open in Lemon Grove. Fukudome, Castro, Bird, the all-star for the Cubs this year. Aramis Ramirez, Xavier Nady, San Diego resident, former Padre, hits 5th. Alfonso Soriano in left. Blake DeWitt traded over by the Dodgers. Bat 7th. Corey Hill, the catcher, is 8th. And the pitcher, Zambrano, a good hitter. There's a line drive, but it's right at Ludwig for the out. So Castro batting .302, the leading hitter, this rookie for the Cubs. Whistles one, but right at Ludwig and right for the second out. New manager Mike Quaddy. He interviewed for the Cubs managerial job in '06 when Dusty Baker left, but they hired Lou Pinelli. He's a long-term, 53 years of age, manager throughout the minor leagues, Oakland organization, the Cubs. And the way he's managed this team since we last saw the Cubs, 20-13, he's earned some votes, one would think.
He's a good baseball guy. Managing in the minor leagues, this guy's got over 2,500 wins as a manager in the minor leagues, so he knows what he's doing down there.
Ball and a strike to Marlon Byrd. Leads the team in runs and hits this year. .291 the average. Dozen home runs. Florida has tied Atlanta. In the top of the 8th inning, it's 1-0. That's you may be wondering, that game running late. It is because there's about an hour delay at the start because of rain in Atlanta.
You notice Marlon Byrd, he's got that bruised right eye. He fouled the ball at home plate. It came up, hit him right in the right eye. He sat out a couple of games.
Sharply hit. Eckstein ranging. Hard throw. Did he get him? No. It pulled Gonzalez off the bag. So Byrd safe at first, and he comes up limping. Gonzalez stretched as far as he could. Eckstein a do-or-die throw as he was falling into the outfield and couldn't quite get the throw on mark. It's a base hit.
Great play by David Eckstein, and I was wondering if Marlon Byrd touched the bag. Does he touch the bag or does he leap over? Yeah, he touches the bag and then leaps over Adrian Gonzalez. Boy, good way to blow out a knee, because watch Marlon Byrd as he gets airborne, no pun intended. The bird flies and lands on that left foot. Good way to tweak the knee. And thank goodness Adrian doesn't get spikes up his backside.
Well, Byrd consciously tried to avoid any conflict. Now they're able to share smiles as Aramis Ramirez steps in. Man who collected 100 RBIs. Ramirez 6 times in the last 9 years. He's not going to make it this year, but he does lead the Cubs with those 79. Cubs are not a running team. They're built around power. In fact, their leading base stealer has only 9. Well, currently on the roster, Terrio traded to the Dodgers. He was around 20 steals. But Castro, who just made out, has 9, and that's tops on the current team. There's an easier play for Eckstein. And the inning is over. No runs, ahead, a man left for the Cubs. Coming up, Eckstein, Tejada, Gonzalez. You by the Philly cheesesteak burger at Carl's Jr. It's a Philly cheesesteak on a burger. David Eckstein leads it off tonight, and that was an emergency lineup change by Buddy Black in that Will Venable, who's been hitting in the top spot and red hot, came up lame, a bad back, and an hour before the game a totally reshuffled lineup was introduced. Eckstein moving from second to first. Carlos Zambrano, our pitcher profile for him, brought to you by the all-new Cadillac SRX, the Cadillac of crossovers. Line drive, base hit. Eckstein jumps into that leadoff spot and jumps on a fastball for a base hit to right. And here's the rest of the Padres lineup, brought to you by Alpine Rock and Block. Start your next backyard project with Alpine Rock and Block. So here's the adjusted lineup. All the first 4 men moving up a notch. Eckstein, Tejada second, Adrian Gonzalez to third, Ludwig from 5th to 4th, and Matt Stairs replaces Venable. Remember, Stairs is a starter. The Padres are 12-2. Then Torrealba, Headley, Tony Gwynn hits 8th, and Tim Stauffer in the 9th spot. Tejada begins tonight with a 9-game hitting streak, and some big hits he has produced. Well, Zambrano, he has a little bit of everything in his repertoire, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. In the last few times out, especially the 9 outings, 6-0, a 1.42 ERA, fastball, slider, split, cutter, and a curve. And you know what he's doing more of now these days? He's pitching rather than just rearing back and throwing the baseball as hard as he could.
Chop foul, 1-2 on Tejada. Native of Venezuela, Zambrano. He is 2 strikeouts away from moving to the number 2 spot behind Ferguson Jenkins all time in Chicago Cubs history.
Oh, that's some good company. Hall of Famer.
Only 29, Zambrano.
Well, seems like he's been around for 15 years, huh, Zambrano?
Infield looking for a double play chance. Ground ball right side. Oh, gloved nicely by the first baseman, and that's all they'll get. The ball comes out loose, but that was on the exchange by the shortstop Castro, as Eckstein able to get into the shortstop before he could make the relay, and Tejada safe on the fielder's choice. Just missed a base hit to right. Good work at first base by Nady to backhand the ball.
And being right-handed, he has to reach across his body. Good slide, good hard baseball slide by David Eckstein going into second base. He knows the situation, and you can see that Starlin Castro catches, transfers, and then on the throw comes out. That's a heck of a changeup, isn't it? Falls short.
And Tejada favoring that groin pull. He would have been doubled up had he been able to get the throw away. Gonzalez takes ball 1. Adrian with a home run yesterday, and I know he was happiest of all. Been quite a string, 29 games, and it's only the second game of 29 where he homered. Totally out of character. Now at 30 home runs, as you saw, for the 4th consecutive year. No Padre has ever accomplished that.
You can pencil that in, can't you? I mean, that's one of those things in spring training. Adrian is a bona fide big leaguer, and those are numbers you can just plug in.
The other is 100 RBIs, just missed last year. It was 99 last year. He's 2 shy of 100 this season. Let's see, a man on first, get a home run, 2 RBIs. Would that work out?
That would work out.
Third base umpire punches him up with a strike. Sam Holbrook.
Well, let's see. Does he go? It was an off-speed pitch in the dirt, and absolutely, Adrian goes on that swing. No doubt.
But that wouldn't have been a double. Would it have been more of a
That might have been a
single?
chopper to the left side. I'll give him a single on that one. With Adrian's speed.
1-2. That ball hit hard, but foul down the left field line.
Now, you're going to notice something about Zambrano tonight. He is going to live around 89 miles an hour, maybe 90. His ball is going to create more movement. In the past, he's been one of these guys that just grip that baseball and throw it as hard as he could. He's become more of a pitcher now, throwing more strikes, throwing that split finger and slider. He's just not relying on that hard sinker that he used to throw all the time.
Two and two. He was on the restricted list from late June all the way to the end of July, and then came back a new man, 6-0 with a 1.42 ERA. Anger management. He's in a clubhouse fight with Derek Lee. Timed well by Gonzalez, but in right field is Fukudome to chase it down, and back to first goes Tejada. Yeah, Gonzalez read the off-speed pitch well, just couldn't quite drive it far enough. A curveball.
Yeah, and that curveball, he'll drop up one of those 68-mile-an-hour curveballs. And another thing that Zambrano will do, look at this pitch. He lowers the arm angle, and Adrian way out in front of it. Zambrano's the type of pitcher, he'll actually invent pitches out there. He'll drop down way low. He'll come up way over the top. He's just trying to disrupt the timing of the hitters, and he'll do anything and try anything to do just that.
Livon Hernandez. That's
exactly. Yep.
Here's Ludwig, moved into the cleanup spot. He has a couple of home runs in his career against Zambrano. That ball is lined to left field for a base hit. Sounded like a shattered bat in the process, but it had good carry and a couple of singles for the Padres here in the opening inning. Tejada at second, Ludwig at first. And Matt Stairs He was the late entry into the lineup when Will Venable had to take himself out because of the back problems.
Well, there's a good sign for this starting 8 for San Diego versus Zambrano in their careers. 31 for 102. That's a 304 average.
That's about the on-base percentage for Stairs this year, 304. Stairs, again, 12-2, the Padres are when he starts. Takes low, ball 1. Torrealba on deck. Padres trying to get that early lead. So important. Give your pitcher something to lean on. Change up. And Stairs, such a good fastball hitter, and Zambrano throwing in that straight change. Well, maybe a splitter the way it came.
Good call. Absolutely. I thought it was a change also, but noticing that ball out of his fingers there, that's his split finger fastball.
2 balls and a strike. Another one.
Well, it was a hot one today in San Diego, so both pitchers shouldn't have any trouble getting loose and staying loose.
113 in Escondido, out where you live.
Out in God's country, Alpine, 109.
Ground ball right at Nady. Hit hard, but right to the glove of the first baseman. So the Padres hit it hard, couple of singles, but come up with no runs. It's a chance for you to take a shirt right off a player's back. Presented by Saquon Casino. For your chance to win a jersey from a Padres player or coach, purchase a $1 scratch-off ticket. Just look for the volunteers here wearing the blue aprons. Tickets can be purchased at the Padres ticket office lobby as well. All proceeds benefit the Padres Foundation. Top of the second inning, it's Nady who took a couple of base hits away in that first inning with his glove. One Tejada headed for right field, and that smash by Stairs that could have handcuffed even a good first baseman. Batting .257.
Good slider. You know that shirt off their back program, the event, that's a great event.
So Thursday after the game,
right?
I guess you'll scratch your ticket and it'll tell you whether you're a winner.
Right.
Chop foul, and then they'll I guess there's going to be about approximately 45 uniforms that will be given away, and they'll put those numbers all in a hat, roll it around, and when you say, okay, Mark Grant, you're a winner, okay, let's see, well, you got number 25.
Exactly.
And you'll take home Will Venable's jersey. Sharply hit at Eckstein. 2 bounces, and Eckstein has another put out.
Did you hear about the other promotion the Padres are putting together? The blazer off his back. They're giving away your blazer
right off
to a lucky fan.
All right, that'd be okay. You know, we
got enough of them for crying out loud.
Yeah, and we could give the whole outfit. We could give a tie, the pocket square, the whole works. You know, we find the right charity. I'd be happy to do that.
That's awesome.
I hope the jacket will be stained with the champagne smell.
Oh, yeah. I like the way you're thinking there.
Alfonso Soriano, the 34-year-old Dominican who has had a sensational career. How about the year 4 years ago in Washington when he hit 46 homers and stole 41 bases? He's had good power numbers again this year. 22 homers. Left side, long throw for Tejada. Gets him by a half stride.
Well, once again, they have to keep an eye on Tejada going to his right and left. Remember, he's nursing that groin. But he's back in that lineup. Leave it to Miggy. He's not going to go up to Bud Black and say, hey, you know what, I need a day off. It's too important right now. We need to win ball games, and he's been a big help. And back on his back foot, did you notice that? Making up the difference with that strong arm that he has. He didn't get a crow hop there. So the arm is still there.
Blake DeWitt, the second baseman. There's that sinking fastball of Stauffer's. That's why he has 3 consecutive ground ball outs. You saw the big dip at 92. Another ground ball. Eckstein to Gonzalez. A 1-2-3 inning, all ground outs thrown by Tim Stauffer. In the bottom of the second, Torrealba, Headley, and Gwynn scheduled for San Diego. Major League Baseball postseason on Fox and TBS. Playoff excitement begins on Wednesday next, October 6th, with the Division Series on TBS. And we've heard today, and somewhat disappointed for us, that Saturday Fox is going to televise the game in San Francisco nationally. So that means we'll be blacked out here on Channel 4 San Diego. And you go through an entire season, you come down to the penultimate game, and we're going to be there as fans.
Yep.
But we'll be back on Sunday. Torrealba runs the count to 2-0. Torrealba with his longest home run of the season to left center field yesterday, well over 400 feet. 7 on the year. He had a big home run up in San Francisco the last time around. Padres are 10-5 against the Giants this year and hope to continue that mastery. And yesterday, second inning. Mujica didn't move a muscle except to drop his hands and catch it for a souvenir. 428 feet on that shot. Just missed a little upstairs. There's one of those wrinkles in the delivery by Zambrano. Just dropped down a little more.
Yeah, he'll drop that elbow quite a bit. Different arm angles, but sometimes he'll want to stay on top and just work underneath the baseball.
And he walked him. Leadoff man is on.
He will scuffle with his control at times.
Well, we last saw him in Chicago. He started and went a solid 6 innings, allowed only 1 run and 4 hits in a game the Padres eventually won, beating the bullpen 5-3. But in those 6 innings, Zambrano also walked 6 men. Plenty of sink on that pitch as we check on the Braves and Marlins. Top of the 9th inning, tied at 1 in Atlanta. Currently, the Padres 1/2 game ahead of the Braves in the wild card fight. Two and 0.
You mentioned that the Giants are off tonight. The Braves have an off day Thursday. So then it'll be evenly matched up for the weekend series. When you talk about Braves, Giants, Padres, as far as games being played, it'll be all even up. The wild card race, the NL West race.
Down to the last weekend. Line drive, double play. Nady has taken 3 hits away from the Padres and now 4 outs. As Headley hits it sharply, and Nady positioned just right to snare it and double up Torrealba, who had no chance to get back.
Oh, that hurts. Chase Headley put a good swing on this one. Some serious topspin, and Xavier Nady jumps just high enough. A little snow cone action on that first baseman's glove. Boy, that's a possible run. You never know.
That ball's a foot higher.
Yep.
It's in the right field corner, rattling around, and no one out. Runners at least at 2nd and 3rd. Tony Gwynn in the starting lineup tonight, and I think part of the influence to manager Black was the fact that in his career against Zambrano, he's 5 for 9. Sharply hit, but at the shortstop. Well, Zambrano's got the atom ball working thus far, and after 2, the Cubs and the Padres, no score. Tim Stauffer goes to work in the third. Coy Hill, the catcher, switch hitting catcher. Then the pitcher Zambrano. And he is one of the better hitting pitchers in all of baseball. And then to the top of the order in Fukudome. Hill, just a .215 hitter. Hitting left-handed. 200, right-handed 286.
Well, how about the first pitch curveball from Tim Stauffer right out of the get-go? That's a good pitch to get ahead 0-1.
Line drive left field, charging as Stayers for the out. Oh, Hill hits it on the nose for an out. So thus far, bad night for the hitters. Several balls struck well, but finding defensive gloves. Zambrano hitting .255 this year with a home run. His career batting average is .236 with 21 home runs. There it is on the bottom line. He'll take a rip.
He looks like a hitter up there. He's got the batting gloves. He's protecting that right elbow, batting from the left side. He doesn't get cheated.
Change up at him way out in front.
And Tim Stauffer is going to pitch to him like he's a number 6 or 7 hitter.
He better.
Change up, down and away. And remember in our interview in Los Angeles when Timmy joined us on the pregame show, part of his success was because of the changeup.
Zambrano, winner of 3 Silver Slugger awards. That's the best hitting pitcher in the National League. Stauffer ahead on the count, 2 strikes.
Well, that ball right there, curveball. Prior to that curveball in the dirt, Tim threw 13 consecutive strikes. He's a machine.
Atlanta now up in the bottom of the 9th inning, still tied at 1. Change up 2-2. No score. Top of the 3rd here at Petco Park. 1 out, bases empty. Pitcher Zambrano with the count 2-2. Got him. Another changeup. Look at Zambrano. Okay. I take that as a compliment. Won't throw me a fastball.
And he should. Change up, and look at the swing coming out of his shoes there. It's all or nothing for Carlos Zambrano.
He's been used as a pinch hitter on occasion.
Yep.
In fact, we saw him as a pinch hitter in the series at Wrigley in August. Here's Fukudome. He fouled out to the catcher to start the game. Well, the Padres have had a winning record in every month of this season. They've got work to do here in September because of that losing streak. They're 11-13. This is the time to put together a string of victories. Trying to act relaxed. Big swing at a curveball. Now, Fukudome won't hit a lot of home runs. He does have 13. He picks his spots, doesn't he? He'll slap away at it, and then he'll say, okay, I'm guessing this one is going to be in my zone.
You hit the nail right on the head, Dick. I think he's a guess hitter quite a bit up there. He will guess where that ball is going to be in a certain zone and just go to hacking in that certain zone, whether it's a fastball or an off-speed pitch.
Watch out there. Low liner into the seats.
Ichiro-like on that swing. Body going forward and the hands traveling behind and inside outing that baseball over the Cub dugout. Oh, my goodness.
What was wrong with that pitch?
Tim
Stauffer and Stauffer were halfway to the dugout.
My goodness.
Plate umpire Greg Gibson blinking his eyes as if to say,
that's a strike.
That's dead center right below the letters. 2-2. And now Fukudome has the count full.
Well, a good umpire would say to the catcher, hey, I missed that one.
Sure.
And give me a chance here. And it's a moot point as Fukudome goes down swinging, and it's 2 strikeouts for Stauffer in a 1-2-3 third. Coming up, it'll be Stauffer, Eckstein, and Tejada in the third for the Padres. Honda dealers of San Diego County. Stop by, check out the latest offers on a brand new Honda Accord. And by Cox High Speed Internet. Ready for higher speed? Then go to Cox.com. Zambrano to Stauffer, who fouls it back. But after Stauffer gave Zambrano a mixture of off-speed pitches, well, I would think that Carlos is going to try to do everything he can to spin Stauffer into the ground, strike him out.
Let's see if he drops his arm angle here. Nope. Fastball up and away.
There it is. A slider. Stauffer punched out on 3 pitches. That's the first strikeout for Zambrano, and it ties him with Charlie Root, number 2 all time. Ferguson Jenkins way out there, over 2,000 strikeouts, but that was the 1,433rd by Zambrano. And Charlie Root, and I remember as a kid during World War II listening to the L.A. Angels and Hollywood Stars, and Charlie Root on the back end of his career was pitching for the Hollywood Stars. But he has a great moment, certainly a storied moment in baseball history, his place. And we'll get to that as Eckstein singled his first time up. Fly ball to right, shallow. And there's Fukudome for the second out. 1932. Charlie Root on the mound. Wrigley Field, Chicago. At bat, George Herman Ruth. And the Bambino, purportedly, pointed to the center field seats. He'd been razzed by the dugout and by fans in Chicago. And as the story goes, he called the home run and then hit one exactly where he pointed. Root denied it to his final breath. He said if he had pointed and called his own home run, the next pitch would have been in his ear.
So he smoked that Root pitch, didn't he, out of the ballpark? Charlie giving it up.
1932. They still argue as to whether or not Ruth did call the shot.
Hey, you know what's great about that? Did you ever see the footage of Ruth when he's rounding the bases? And the bench jockeying that went on back then, he's giving it right back to the dugout and pointing at him, and I love that.
And that was part of the whole scenario. Bounces in 2-1. That as he was pointing going around the bases, it was almost as if saying, so there, that's my answer to whatever you're doing to me. So he may or may not have pointed to center field. He did point to center field. Whether he was calling the shot, that was the issue. That ball hit high and out of play.
To go back in time and witness stuff like that. If you could jump in a time machine and say, okay, I want to go back 1932. I want to go back here. I want to go back and see Ty Cobb. I want to go back and see Cy Young win his 450th game.
Yeah, I want to see Rogers Hornsby, the best right-handed hitter ever. He gets probably less publicity than any great player of all time. Only hit 424 one season. Another foul.
What was that amazing nugget you threw out there in St. Louis? Was it a 5-year span? His average
from
was
1921 to 1925, 5 consecutive seasons. His average for the total 5 years was over 400.
Oh.
Rogers Hornsby.
I'd put him on every time.
3-2 now to Tejada. Safe on a fielder's choice his first time up.
No, Zambrano's one of those guys I mentioned earlier. He will struggle with his control at times, and he'll also have a chance to maybe implode out there as well.
New skipper Mike Quaddy, 53. He was the third base coach. This is his 4th year with the Cubs, brought in by Piniella. Ooh.
Off his foot?
Oh, it went down like somebody had a wire around his ankle and just yanked him to the ground.
Down and in, sinker, and right off the instep, looks like, on the inside part of his left foot. Right off the top, actually.
That is a shin burger.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Navarro to attend.
Well, make him forget about his groin, huh? This guy's not coming out of a ball game, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'm all right, he says. Yeah. Tranquilo. Todo bien. It's all good for Miguel. And now the umpire, that's a class move right there. See the umpire, Greg Gibson? He's going to bend over and dust off home plate, but he's giving Miguel a little bit of time. He says, hey, do you need a little extra time? Veteran move right there.
Back to work we go. Tejada, 3-2. Zambrano. 2 outs, no one on in the 3rd. Spoils another pitch. That's the 43rd offered by Zambrano in the game. They've gone to the 10th inning in Atlanta. The Marlins and Braves tied at 1. Some drama, tense play there. Line drive over the leaping try of Ramirez at 3rd, and Tejada extends his hitting streak to 10 games in a row.
Hey, that's a battle. That's a great at-bat for Miguel Tejada. Why? Well, fighting off pitches and working Zambrano, but you try falling off an 88-mile-an-hour sinker off your front foot and then concentrate on trying to hit a pitch while the pain is throbbing in that left foot. It was an elevated pitch and a nice piece of hitting by Miguel.
But a base hit will salve the wound.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, that foot's feeling a little better right now.
Adrian Gonzalez flied to right his first time. Ryan Ludwig on deck. A lot of pride in hitting 300 for the season, and Gonzalez at this at bat is down to 302. Takes 2-0. Working very carefully, a split finger there that was blowing away. 3-0. It's been that kind of season for Gonzalez. Really gets that good pitch to hit, even with a man on here. That was the one. But on 3-0, Gonzalez taking all the way.
Absolutely. He's going to take right there. Let's see what he does here if he gets a fat pitch. There's certain guys that take 3-1. There's certain guys that hack.
That ball hit deep, but it's foul. Way into the right field corner. Oh, that had the distance. Just a little in front.
Now, there's guys like David Eckstein, and then there's guys like Adrian Gonzalez. 3-1, you want to make the pitcher work. And then there's times you get a 3-1 pitch and you send it way up there, out in front a little bit. And why does he swing 3-1? Because that's in his wheelhouse, just out in front a little bit too quickly for strike 2.
And then Zambrano sends one inside off the plate, and Gonzalez offers, and that strikeout of Gonzalez moves Zambrano number 2 all time in Cubs history in total strikeouts. Photo book is on sale right now. Enjoy great action, photos of a Padres players, a behind-the-scenes look at a game day at Petco, compelling images of great Padre moments of this 2010 year, including 10 walk-off victories. The Padres photo book is only $5. Get yours at the Padres Majestic store at Petco Park. First pitch from Stauffer in for a strike. It'll be Starlin, Castro, then Bird and Ramirez here in the Cubs' 4th inning. Line drive right at Eckstein. It's been a tough hitter's night. All the shots right to the glove. Well, in between innings, after the 3rd inning, as they manicure the infield, they have a little contest. A fan comes to take the base and try to get back into the corner. Matt Stairs kindly saved her the long distance run.
That's great. How you doing, by the way? Nice, well played, Stairs. That was funny.
Always in the act. Here's Bird. Infield hit. Remember, the first time up. The ball hit up the middle. That Eckstein made a good play, but couldn't throw him out. Pulled Gonzalez off the bag. And that is the only hit off Stauffer to this point. Then here's another. Bird going sharply the other way. Finds the hole on the right side. He's 2 for 2. Aramis Ramirez grounded to second his first at bat.
Well, what a difference. What a contrast in teams as far as the Cubs this year. $148 million payroll, right? A lot of expectations. Padres, what, $38, $39 million.
Less than $100 million less.
Unbelievable. And they're still on the hook for a lot of guys. Ramirez, another year left on his contract.
A lot of play, and that one slams into an empty seat and then rolls into the Padre dugout.
And they're still on the hook for 4 more years for Alfonso Soriano for $38 million.
Zambrano, another rich contract. And the reason the Cubs can do it, not only their WGN friends and television rights, radio rights, but they drew over 300 over 3 million this year again. I mean, they were 7th in all of Major League Baseball, over 3 million, more than the Red Sox.
Yep.
More than San Francisco, more than the Mets, more than Atlanta. San Diego currently 18th in the majors in average attendance. Cubs finished 7th. Their home season is over. They play 4 here, and then 3 in Houston to close out the year. 2-1 to Ramirez. 1 on, 1 out. Xavier Nady on deck. No score in the 4th.
Well, Ramirez has grounded in 10 double plays this year. But the leader in that category is Starlin Castro.
That's surprising, isn't it?
With 14, yeah.
Uh-oh. There's the first walk of the game offered by Stauffer, and the Cubs have 2 base runners on with 1 out in the 4th. Brings up Nady. He hit a 2-hopper to Eckstein his first time. That would do quite nicely here, thank you. As the Padres look for the double play. Nady's made a couple of plays defensively that have been key to holding San Diego scoreless. Father, a football player at University of Colorado. He was the baseball star at Cal Berkeley. Nady. Back up the middle. There's Eckstein. Bobbles the ball. Tejada back to first. Double play anyway. How about that? Eckstein didn't panic, didn't field it cleanly, but still able to get it to Tejada and let that shortstop's rocket arm complete. 4, 6, 3. Double play. Middle 3 for the Padres. Ludwig, Stairs, and Torrealba against Zambrano. Ludwig with a line single to left. His first time up. Hitting .413 lifetime against Zambrano with a couple of home runs. 2-0. That looked almost like a changeup that Rode
It
on him.
It probably was, because he'll throw that at any time.
Fastball at the letters, 3-1.
And notice the velocity, 86.
Then he'll go 89.
Yep. Try to add and subtract a little bit and create a little bit more movement rather than humping it up.
And he slides one on the inside corner, full count.
A totally different Carlos Zambrano, 3-1 slider that catches the inside corner.
Up the middle, but playing there at second base is DeWitt. And he takes care of Ludwig, 4-3. Well, Matt Steers, the first time up, just scorched one toward the right field corner, but in the way was first baseman Xavier Nady to take care of it. Pound for pound, this man can generate as much power as anyone in baseball.
And you know what? I don't hold the purse strings of this ball club. We all know that. But I wouldn't mind seeing Matt Steers back in a Padre uniform next year.
I think you have a lot of company in that regard, especially down in that clubhouse of the Padres.
I mean, you know what Matt needs to do this offseason? Play a little hockey, strap on the blades, stay in shape, stick to the Nutrisystem diet, and he's good to go for 2011.
Another chance for DeWitt. 2 away. No surprise. We expected a low-scoring game tonight. Two top pitchers. Yorvi Torrealba steps up. He walked the first at bat and was on first when Headley followed with a line drive that was right at Nady. He barely had left the bag, holding on Torrealba, and it was a quick double play. Nady in normal first base position, and Headley would have had a ringing double. Fastball at 91.
I think that's the hardest we've seen Zambrano tonight. Doing a good job of hitting the spot. First pitch of the at-bat.
And the changeup. Or a curveball. There was certainly plenty of change on it. Under 70 miles an hour.
Torrealba kind of see him feeling his back there a little bit on that swing.
Wonder if these fellas get together in the offseason. They're both from Venezuela. Probably have played on teams. And Torrealba sees strike 3 as Zambrano adds to his position as second best in the strikeout column. Cubs history. 1-2-3 the Padres go.
from Petco Park, where we have the best stage manager in all of Major League Baseball, Sheila Simpson.
Yeah.
Our mid-game recap brought to you by Murray Lambert Construction. Home remodeling with no upfront design fees. Visit murraylambert.com. Better Business Bureau Torch Award winner for Marketplace Ethics. There, Sheila. How you doing?
S squared right there. She runs the shop up here.
Absolutely. We'd be lost without her. Hey.
Top of the 5th inning, and Soriano clips one back foul right off the facing of the press box. Almost 3 more feet, and that's in the Knights of the Keyboard.
Hey, that's prime foul ball territory right there. That's why you have to bring your Wilson A2000.
Soriano grounded to short his first time. It'll be DeWitt and Hill to follow in the top of the 5th inning. A couple of base hits by Marlon Byrd. That's all that Stauffer is allowed, and the Padres have just 3 themselves. Another ground ball. With eyes at Tejada, 1 away.
Did you see Tejada on that grounder? They just pick up little things. You know, an infielder will catch the baseball and then just give a glance. Watch him give a glance to see where Alfonso Soriano is down the line. So he just gears it up to as much that he needs. Watching him down the line, throw it over, nice crow hop for the out.
That's the 6th ground ball out for Stauffer. We have to recalculate here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 6 ground ball outs. And the same can be said for Zambrano. He's thrown 6 ground outs. 1 and 2 to Blake DeWitt. He grounded to second. First time up. And if you count double play, Stauffer has 7 outs on ground balls. That one's smothered.
Boy, a lot of action on Timmy's pitches tonight. That fastball, he's locating it well. The curveball's got some teeth to it. The slider's got a little bit of bite to it. He's very solid.
Economical, only 55 pitches with 1 out here in the 5th. Fly ball shallow and right. It's dropping in a hurry and will fall. Just a little wedge shot out there into shallow right field, and DeWitt has the 3rd Cubs hit.
Now, you know, you talk to 10 guys in a room about baseball. You see that right there, what just happened. 9 out of 10 are going to say, oh, that's good hitting. You know what? That's not good hitting. That's lucky hitting. That's getting a knock down the right field line. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because hits are hard to come by anyway. I mean, Blake DeWitt will take that. He just, you know, he fought it off and just happened to find a garden spot out there in right field.
Coy Hill lined to left field, his first at bat. Change up outside. Infield looking for another of those ground balls, and turn it again behind Stauffer with Zambrano on deck. Out in front of the off-speed pitch from Stauffer, a changeup.
He likes that pitch, huh? He's got the good feel for it, and it's a great pitch. And when you've got that great feel for it, the release point down, you can throw it anytime, anywhere. And it was behind in the count, 1-0. So he pulled the string to even the count at 1-1.
Up and in, you could hear plate umpire give the call, Greg Gibson. See if we can turn up our microphones and hear Gibson do the play-by-play. Let's see what he calls this pitch. Hey, you're on, Mr. Gibson.
Yeah.
Many people enjoy your cocktail.
With a couple of olives?
Green, don't they serve those with white onions? Those onions?
No, you're right. That's right. On the little poke stick.
Not that I'd know, but I read about it somewhere.
Yeah.
Only past those days. Two and one. We'll listen to umpire Gibson here on this delivery. Better yet, listen to that ball smack into the glove of Torrealba. 2-2. Another changeup from Stauffer.
The pitch du jour for Tim Stauffer tonight. That changeup looks like a fastball, ends up softly tailing away.
Right, says Gibson. 3. Fastball strikeout. The fourth man. Like a third strikeout for Stauffer tonight.
He had him set up perfectly. And take a listen to this heater on the outside corner.
I like that follow through too of Mr. Gibson. You know, a little animation there, a little pork chop action, throwing that elbow. Here's Zambrano. He struck out the first time. DeWitt at first base. We're in the 5th inning here at Petco Park. 2 out, no score. Tim Stauffer earning a spot in the starting rotation down the stretch. No, that ball is in, says Gibson. 2-1.
Now, if he starts giving the weather and the traffic, he's really good behind home plate.
Stock reports, you know, the Dow Jones. Maybe he'll offer that. 2-1, dangerous Zambrano, and he is jammed there.
Do you remember an umpire by the name of Lee Wire?
Oh, yes.
Remember Lee?
Yeah.
He was one of the best. He would give the count each and every time. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. After every pitch, I mean, you knew exactly what the situation was.
A good wily look from Zambrano. 2-2. No, he did not go around. Full count. Well, normally this isn't a ticklish situation, but was a Brano up there to go full count, you still have to make a good pitch. Runner goes, and he walked him. Second walk from Stauffer, and a touch of trouble here in the Cubs' 5th with 2 on, 2 out. That was a respectful base on balls. Fukudome fouled out and struck out.
Well, he threw him a changeup there, trying to fool Zambrano, but he did not bite.
He's such a free swinger.
Yep.
Probably we're thinking, well, he'll go chasing 3-2. And this is a tough out. His average just 269 on the season, but makes contact. And there it is up the middle. Eckstein smothers it and gets him. Oh my! David Eckstein takes a hit and a run away from the Cubs. And this game remains scoreless. A sterling play by the veteran second baseman. The fifth inning, and it's time for True Baseball Stories, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. To find a Farmers agent, call 800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com, because ready feels good. Well, Trevor Hoffman and the Cubs are also involved in this day in history. On September 27th, 12 years ago, Trevor, in his final save of the season, number 53, and that tied the National League record of Randy Myers of the Cubs. Myers had set the mark 6 years prior to Hoffman's heroics in '98.
A lot of people felt that Trevor Hoffman should have won the Cy Young Award that year, but it was Tom Glavine, the lefty from the Atlanta Braves, that took home the hardware. I think he won like 20, 21 games that year.
Zambrano has just been outstanding the second half of this year, working on his 3-hit shutout. Faces Headley, Gwynn, and Stauffer here in the bottom of the fifth. Headley crushed a line drive with a man on, no one out in the second, but leaping grab by first baseman Nady and turned it into a double play. .80-mile-an-hour change. It's 2-2. Just duck in the fact that our national anthem tonight was just beautifully sung by a 10-year-old Megan Clark from Francis Parker School.
Beautiful.
Strike three, and Headley continues in a run of games where he's managed to strike out per game or more. There have been a lot of hearty applause for those who pleasure us with the national anthem rendition throughout the season, but young Megan Clark, that was as vocal response as we've heard all year from the fans. He was terrific. Tony Gwynn. Gwynn hit it sharply, but right at the shortstop. Castro his first time. That split finger will make you look a little silly sometimes.
I'll tell you what, Zambrano's on a mission tonight, because the Cubs, the last 3 games, they've given up 31 runs, 24 in the first 3 innings. He's shutting down the Padres here in the 5th. He's mixing it up nicely, as is Tim Stauffer in the Padre uniform. They see the breakdown for Carlos.
On the outside corner. 2-2. Against the Padres in his career, he's 6-2. Zambrano with a 2.61 ERA. He's always been tough. Center field. Easy chance. Marlon Byrd puts it away for the second out. And Stauffer struck out his first time, steps in with 2 outs, no one on here in the 5th inning. Will Venable in the dugout explaining to Chris Young his problems, back spasms, is what we heard. Taking himself out of the lineup. Let's hope it's nothing serious. And he's just been playing so well. Hitting so well.
Yeah, you want to stop that right now. Get in the trainer's room and
look at those Princeton's guys. They even spit at the same time.
A couple of Tigers. They've got it dialed down, don't they? Hey, remember that one year in calculus when they had those chemist equations we couldn't figure out? We eventually got them, though. Probably talking about pi down there. 3.14.
Or lemon meringue. One of the two.
Nice.
Either one. A couple of great guys. And Stauffer worked Zambrano for a walk. He was ready to accept a strike call on that pitch.
I was wondering where that pitch was. And Zambrano right there saying that pitch is not down. That's a strike. Boy, where does this pitch miss? And Zambrano's like,
I think the umpire is saying it was low, and he said, no, it's not. All right. That means you have, yeah. Look at the skipper, interim skipper, Mike Quaddy. They can tell from the dugout whether that ball was high or low. I mean, that's what they can see. Here's the pitch track, and it did catch the knees.
Yep.
Eckstein singled and fly to right. It's not just walking the pitcher that's annoying for Zambrano and the Cubs. It's, rolling that lineup over another time. Bring up the leadoff man. More pitches required by Zambrano. Fly ball, Bird right there. Gives a little ground, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits. The Padres leave their fourth man. Oh, what a duel we've got going here at Petco. You look to November and music at Petco Park. This fall you'll enjoy Western Metal Concert Series presented by Ashford University. Friday, November 5th, Jewel will headline Under the Stars. Special guest Colby Kelly. Tickets are on sale now at Padres.com/concerts. Speaking of Ashford University, tomorrow Tony Gwynn, representing Ashford University's literacy program, will appear at the Poway Library at 10:30 in the morning. You folks, hopefully some of the kids will be able to leave school, and I guess Tony will read some stories.
Nice.
It's a nice effort by the Padre outfielder, and he's always been very generous with his time, as is the case with his dad. He learned well. Top of the sixth inning, still no score. And young Castro, who has been brilliant since coming up from the minor leagues, hitting .302, homered, 3-run homer his first at bat. Dodgers beat the Rockies in Colorado, and after the Rockies, many of us felt through the season that the Rockies were really the team to beat in the National League West, but that just about drives the nail into the coffin of their hopes. Ted Lilly, a former Cub, getting the win for the Dodgers. Up the middle, off the fist. Bare hand throw, and he got him. What a play by Tejada. How often do you see that? The ball hit so slowly that Tejada knew that if he gloved it and threw, it'd be too late. He played it like a third baseman, charging a swinging bunt, and makes the play. Well done.
What a great play by Tejada. I was anticipating the glove grab up the. Oh, it hits Stauffer in the leg. It slows it down a little bit. That is awesome.
1-6-3, so give an assist to Stauffer.
Nice. Off the left calf.
Olay.
I don't think I've ever seen that. A bare hand grab by the shortstop, going back at second base. And Castro did not run through the bag.
No, I was curious too. 1 out. Marlon Byrd has 2 of the 3 Cubs hits. Watch out. That one right into the dugout of the Padres, and that sent Salazar back on his heels. He almost fell over backwards. Cachis, and hit it that way. Boy, look at that right eye. That is mean. Looking bruised, black eye. Foul tip that bounced straight up into his face. Missed the last 2 games. Back in the lineup tonight. Got away with a high fastball there. We're looking at the spot where the ball somehow was able to dive right into the dugout over the screen. Got to bring your glove even if you're a player. Swung on and missed. Ball in the dirt. So Torrealba flips it to Gonzalez for the completion of the play. Number 4 for Stauffer.
Good pitch, good action. Down, righty on righty. Change up. You can see the dipping action on that pitch, and Bird cannot catch up. But he heard the ball hit the ground. And, you know, that's just good heads-up play. Even though the guy's probably going to be out 99.9% of the time, at least hustle. The catcher might rush the throw.
Brings up Ramirez, and he drives one to left. Right at Stairs. Well hit. And another line drive for an out in this game. It's a pitcher's night. Cubs go in order in the 6th. Coming up for the Padres, Tejada, Gonzalez, and Ludwig. John Weisbart and Bob Scanlon standing by in our Channel 4 San Diego studios. Saquon Casino. High fly ball, Tejada into right field. That chases Fukudome back, but he has room. And 1 pitch, 1 out. Saquon Casino is San Diego's daycation getaway. I know you've taken advantage of just that, you fans. Take a day off and go to Saquon Casino. Well, Zambrano continues to move along. 81 pitches. Only 3 base hits. 2 singles in the first inning. It's his reputation. Get to him early or you're going to be in for a tough, hard night. Gonzalez takes it low. Ball 1. Flied out and struck out. Just missed a home run last time up, but was out in front. Pulled it foul. 1 hopper. Castro. 3 pitches, 2 outs.
Sound like Adrian may have broken his bat on that pitch. Out in front a little bit, down towards the end. So Zambrano.
Ryan Ludwig comes up. Singled in the first, grounded out to second. His other at bat.
Ryan will probably be taking a pitch here. Only 3 pitches thrown in this inning for the Big Z, they call him, El Toro.
No, he's swinging for his ball, too.
Good location, down and away, about knee high in the outside corner.
Even with his hit tonight, Ludwig in the throes of some tough games, hitting 2 for the last 19. There's that slider at 79. So the way he moves the pitches through the various speed zones, 60s, 70s, 80s, occasionally up into the 90s. Excuse me, swing. There's that split finger.
You don't know what to think when you're up there, huh? Just shorten up the swing, think center of the diamond, maybe opposite field. And it's so hard, easier said than done, to stay back on a pitch and let the ball travel to you.
123 career wins, only 79 losses for Zambrano. He's been an all-star. That one just fouled off the mask. Catcher Hill. Change up, 66 miles an hour, slow curveball, and Ludwig is gone. That's another 1-2-3 inning for Zambrano. Tastes like a fortune, but they're still just $5. So many favorites like Blazing Buffalo Chicken, $5 all day, every day. Subway, eat fresh. And by Cox Advanced TV. Ready for more choices? Go to Cox.com. Well, we've played 6 complete here at Petco Park, and the totals couldn't be more even. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 4 left for both the Cubs and the Padres, as Stauffer dueling Zambrano into the 7th. Xavier Nady leads it off.
I love me a pitcher's duel. Love that.
Well, this game really moving along. It's just a little over an hour and a half old, and we're into the 7th inning. Too low, 2-0 to Nady.
And I'll tell you why I love a pitcher's duel. Why? Because every play, every pitch is huge.
And that's true of these final 7 games. Every pitch is precious. Comes back 2-0 slider. Just off the outside corner, and Nady couldn't find it.
And that is pitching right there, folks. Big league pitching. 2-0 fastball count. And Stauffer throws the slider for a strike.
Right back to Stauffer. Another ground out thrown by the right-hander. Well, just as this has been an outstanding pitcher's duel, so was it in Atlanta. The Marlins made it tough, but the Braves survived in the last of the 11th inning. Infante with a RBI single, and Atlanta leads 2-1. The Padres need a victory to stay a half game in front of Atlanta in the wild card race, and a victory that would move them into a tie for San Francisco in the National League West. Soriano up twice, 2 ground outs to short.
One thing I've noticed about Soriano, the way he stands, look at most of the guys are on the back line. He is actually up in the box.
Drive into the left field corner, and that's a fair ball. Stairs plays the carom off the wall, and Soriano into second base with a double. First extra base hit of the night. And the Cubs threaten with 1 out in the 7th.
Soriano's one of those guys who just grips it and rips it. Yeah, he likes to pull the baseball. That ball leaks up and in about belt buckle high. He wanted that down and away, so that's a mistake. We're talking about pitchers' duels. Who's going to make a mistake? Who will capitalize? Well, Soriano capitalized on that high and in fastball from Tim Stauffer.
Brings up Blake DeWitt, who blooped a single to right field his last time up. So DeWitt and Hill a chance to give the Cubs the lead with a man in scoring position. 1 out here in the 7th. Curveball strike. Bullpen now busy. Gregerson the right-hander, Thatcher the left-hander. There's a line drive, base hit to center field. A slow start by Soriano, but the ball hit deep. Here comes the throw by Gwynn, but it won't be in time. And on to second goes DeWitt. Cubs score first on a line single by DeWitt. And Gwynn's throw into the plate, not cut off, so DeWitt moves to second base. 52nd RBI by Blake DeWitt, a man that the Dodger fans hated to see traded, but Los Angeles got Lilly and Terrio in that deal.
Oh, he threw the head on that one. It was down, and then Tony Gwynn has to go to his left. And now let's watch the throw. Oh, too high. Adrian couldn't catch that one. Got to try to hit that cutoff man in the head. In the event, it's not going to, they'll yell, hey, cut. And then you cut off that runner from going to second base, but Adrian can only jump so high. No way of him getting to that one.
DeWitt with that sharp single, and because it was a line drive, Soriano held up until he saw it get through the infield. So that almost teased Gwynn into thinking he might have a play at the plate. But going against his body into left center, real tough throw. Not able to really charge and be forward as he fielded it. Now it's up to Stauffer with a man at second, 1 out to try to hold the Cubs to 1. Pulled fair to Gonzalez. He makes the out as DeWitt moves to third.
Dick, I noticed something. Tony Gwynn actually has a glove, a Chiron Bob Wiersdorfer type glove on his right hand where the fingers are exposed. And you know what? That's got to be difficult to throw a baseball with that on. Don't you think?
Yeah, to make a clean grip. You've got all that padding there. No, that's
just a thought. I know you hold the ball out on the pads of your fingers, but still.
Zambrano, big swing. He walked his last time, struck out his first at bat. Well, that makes the 22,739 here tonight a little nervous. 7th inning, and the Cubs have the first run and have a man at third with 2 outs. You can bet they're watching this game closely in whatever way up in San Francisco and Atlanta. He went around 1-2. Fastball. One out double Soriano and a line single by DeWitt, producing the Cubs run. 2-2. Stoffer here in this inning. His pitches are coming up.
And there you see the breakdown of pitches. Next toss will be 93. Let's see if he throws Zambrano. An off-speed pitch here. Get back in that dugout. He's pitching his little heart out there tonight.
Oh. Full count again. Displeasure of this crowd. Let's see it.
Yeah, maybe off the plate a little bit. Definitely high enough.
Strike 3. That one was at the knees. Inning is over, but the Cubs score a run on 2 hits and leave a man at third. Stretch half of the 7th. 1-0 Chicago. Go.com. And if you're in the market for some ceiling fans, go to Fan Diego. Well, the fans trying to support the Padres now. They're going to need a little boost. They trail 1-0 going to the home half of the 7th inning. And Carlos Zambrano working on a 3-hit shutout.
Oh, yeah. You got to get the foam finger when you come to the ball yard and show your support for the hometown team.
Of course, Mayor Sanders has made this week, proclaimed it Padre Week, and encouraging fans during the course of the day going to work to wear their Padre colors.
Route 4 SD, yeah, Channel 4, thank you very much. And Root, we talked about him earlier, Charlie Root.
That young fella's a fan. Yeah. He's back in history, making up his placard.
Love the Root.
All right, Stairs to lead it off. Hard ground ball to first and another ground ball out to second. Well, they knew that they were going to get their money's worth in terms of a tough pitcher tonight in Carlos Zambrano. And he has been all of that. 2 singles in the first and only 1 hit since. They got a leadoff hit from Eckstein and a 2-out single Ludwig before a hard smash out by Stairs. That's 3-0. The other hit, a single by Tejada in the third. The only other base runner since the walk to Stoffer in the bottom of the 5th. And ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. Leadoff man is on. That's encouraging. Third walk from Zambrano.
And a little stirring down in that Chicago Cub bullpen as they unbutton the jackets and rearrange those chairs a little bit, anticipating that phone to ring. There they go. A beehive down there. Everybody's swarming.
Chris Denorfia comes in as a pinch runner for Stairs. Denorfia, the star on Saturday with that 2-out double into the left field corner to beat Cincinnati. 2 stirring 4-3 dramatic wins Friday and Saturday against the Reds, and then Cincinnati got back at the Padres yesterday with that 12-2 clubbing. Runner goes, and a ground ball up the middle. Throw to first base, and an easy out is Torrealba, but with a runner going, Denorfia moves into scoring position. A little hit and run.
Yep, right out of the gate. You gotta like that.
And that's why Torrealba was not a strike, and Torrealba giving himself up to make contact to protect Denorfia. And
also, is another way of looking at that, after walking stairs, Denorfia running, but going back to the stairs at bat, putting on the hit and run after a guy has just walked the guy, that's definitely a ball. So that's good hitting right there, because that's what Torrealba has to do. Any hitter, put the ball on the ground on the hit and run.
Interim skipper Mike Quade comes out to talk to Zambrano. Bullpen is active. Sean Marshall, the lefty, and Andrew Kashner tuning up. It has not been the strength of this Cubs team, the bullpen, except of late. Their bullpen has been very effective, totally out of character from the Cubs we saw a month ago. In the last 18 games, the ERA is 1.51 and the batting average against 188. 13 and a third scoreless innings. So they've gotten their act together, the Cubs, in that bullpen.
Yeah, because remember in Chicago, that was one of the keys for the Padres to get into that Chicago Cub bullpen.
Well, here's Headley. He's lined into a double play and struck out.
Good eye.
2-0.
Laying off that split finger fastball. Good recognition by Chase Headley. Good fastball count here.
Good speed with Denorfia at second. He checks a swing. 3-0. Now Zambrano. Perhaps the weight of this game and nearly 100 pitches taking its toll on the veteran righty. Ball 4, way outside. So a couple of walks with the tying and go-ahead run on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And brings up Tony Gwynn, and skipper Buddy Black showing his confidence in Gwynn despite a 2.06 average, letting him hit against Zambrano. So he told you that 5 for 9 is Gwynn against Zambrano in his career, but he's 0 for 2 tonight. Ball 1, over but low. Interesting infield alignment. Third baseman Ramirez is in on the grass, respecting Gwynn's ability to bunt. And the first baseman Nady is in shallow as well. So that opens up some holes. That Tony Gwynn Sr. 5.5 hole is an inviting target for Gwynn here. That's 6 in a row out of the strike zone by Zambrano. At the 100 pitch mark. Not a good relationship, balls to strikes. That ratio is high. Too many balls, and of course this is the inning in which he has been more than generous. Here's where you squared, there's where I thought, Tony, if he's taking square to bunt, give Zambrano something to look at.
Kind of distract him a little bit.
2-1. Gwynn not set in the batter's box, and Zambrano was about to pitch.
Oh, yeah, he'll work quickly now.
Oscar Salazar on deck. Pitcher Tim Stauffer due next. 3-1.
They're laying off that off-speed pitch. They'll recognize it out of the hand of Zambrano. If it's about knee-high, it starts out knee-high. You know it's going to end up down near the shoe tops. So a great job by Chase Headley, and a great job now by Tony Gwynn working the count.
3-1. Fly ball to center. Right at Bird, 2 away. Oscar Salazar comes up. Salazar's had some big pinch hits of late. Again, the Padres are short a bat, and it's the hottest bat they've had the last couple of weeks. Will Venable, who was in the starting lineup, unable to get in the starting gate. Bad back. So manager Black had to redo his lineup. And Salazar up with 2 on, 2 out. Ball 1. Zambrano off the hook. Fell behind 2-0 and 3-1 to Gwynn, but got Gwynn to fly out on the 3-1 pitch. Ball 2. So he's struggling with his control here. No damage done, however. And Salazar figures to be swinging if he likes this one. And he pops it up. It's playable. And Nady grabs the 3rd out. Well, the Padres given an opportunity, but Gwynn and Salazar are unable to produce a key hit. His 2011 season tickets. Get the latest news on your Padres and shop for exclusive San Diego Padres merchandise. You can also sign up for the Friar Wire, the Padres official email newsletter. Visit Padres.com tonight. DeNorfia stays in the game and goes into left field, and the new pitcher is Luke Gregerson. There are his numbers. Picked up a win this homestand. 171. He's not allowed many base hits this year.
Oh, what a frustrating last half inning for the Padres. Carlos Zambrano, 13 balls, 4 strikes.
First man up, Fukudome. Zambrano towels off. Wonder whether his night is complete. He's a bull of a man. Might well be out there in the 8th inning, even though he is over the 100 pitch count. Robbed of a hit last time up by Eckstein was Fukudome. That was with a runner in scoring position. Eckstein making a skidding stop out behind second base and flipping to Tejada for the out. hard stuff flowing inside. Fukudome, Castro, and Bird, the top three in the order for Chicago here in the 8th.
You know, there's so much was going on that last half inning, and too little time to really discuss strategy,
right,
because the game moving so quickly. But, you know, Zambrano's on the mound. He's cruising. And when it got to Tony Gwynn's spot with runners at first and second, and in between innings, it gives us a little time to look at some numbers. Tony Gwynn Jr. is hitting.
There's a line drive into right center field. Ludwig over to make the catch.
Nice.
That one had eyes for the alley, but Ludwig closed the gap. One away.
Very nice play by Ryan Ludwig. We see him out in right field, make some spectacular grabs, going to his right, goes left. He may have been blinded by those bank of lights a little bit, but just at the last second cradling that ball with two hands just to make sure.
You could almost see him down crouching and underneath the lights. Brings up Starlin Castro. He's lined out twice to right and to second and bounced into that double play, the 1-6-3 out. So he's hit the ball hard all three times. Nothing to show for it. Only 20 years of age, this kid. He came up in May, hit a 3-run homer his first at bat, then had a 3-run triple, set a major league record, 6 RBIs in your major league debut. Oh, he's going to be around for a while. 0-2. So you were talking, we got Tony Gwynn up 2 on, 1 out, but he's hitting only 206.
Right, he's hitting 187 off of right-handers, and then you might think, okay, hey, if you're trying to manage at home, you've got Aaron Cunningham on the deck, righty on righty, but then, you know, Aaron Cunningham's hitting almost 260 off of righties. But then if you pull Tony, you bet righty on righty, then you lose the defense of Tony Gwynn in center field. I mean, there's a lot. My point is, there's a lot going on down there, and Buddy knows, the chess match and what he wants late in the game, and how the game's going to progress in the 8th, and what's coming up in the 9th. So,
and he's shortchanged. He doesn't have Venable.
Exactly.
And he doesn't have Jerry Hairston.
Exactly.
You know, we haven't talked enough about the loss of Jerry Hairston and what that took away from this club because of all his variety of talents playing infield and outfield, and 50 RBIs, the most ever for him in his big league career, and that took a real bite out of the total attack. Jerry with that, eventually what was thought as shin splints, but he kind of knew that it was a stress fracture of the leg. Could be available if the Padres get deep into the playoffs. 1-2 to Castro. Another foul. Jerry on hand, along with brother Scott, who Scott has almost disappeared from action there, Scott.
So I guess getting back to my point about hitting in that spot, you've got Baxter on the bench, lefty, and then you've got switch hitters Durango and Cabrera. So do you take the chance of hitting Gwynn, taking him out of the lineup? Who would play center field then? Durango?
Fly ball hit well. Ludwig giving ground. Boy, the kid has hit the ball right on the nose 4 times for 4 outs. You look at 0 for 4 in the box score and how deceiving that will appear to the fan not seeing this game.
And then another way you might be looking at it, if you let Gwynn hit there like Buddy did, is the guy with the most experience as far as a guy who's been in that situation. Durango has been up and down. Cabrera hasn't been really lighting it on fire.
That's right. He even gave Gwynn a chance to hit 3-1.
Right.
Bird 2 for 3. 2 of the 5 hits allowed by Tim Stauffer. How about the job Tim Stauffer provided tonight? 7 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. There's that slider. Looked pretty good. Two out, no one on here in the 8th. Gregerson behind 2-0 on the count to Marlon Byrd. Slider strike, 2-1. Last of this inning, the last of the 8th, the Padres will have the top of the order. Eckstein, Tejada, and Gonzalez. Another hit for Bird. That's 3 tonight. He'll try to make 2 out of this as Ludwig has to go to the warning track. Could be a play, but not in time as Bird, the hitting star tonight, he has matched the Padre total with 3 hits of his own. So a chance for Chicago to add to its lead.
How about Marlon Bird going to right field all 3 times tonight?
He's a professional hitter.
Absolutely. He did it against Tim Stauffer. Pitches down and away, up and away to right field. And that pitch off of Gregerson. He knows what Gregerson's tossing up there. He knows that he's probably going to pound him down and away. And he does just that.
Ramirez, ground ball to second, walked and lined to left. Gonzalez said he didn't touch first base, but he saw first base umpire Davis indicate that he saw him hit the bag. Gonzalez must have seen something. Yeah, it's because he just hit the edge of the bag out of Adrian's sight line. That slider is wicked.
And he may have gotten a call there, and that changes the whole complexion of the at-bat, especially the first pitch there. Probably going to get another slider here. Move it off the plate a little bit. Yeah, didn't bite, though.
It's an interesting time of the year. The Marlins were in Atlanta. They have nothing to gain except their pride in playing Atlanta. And they took them to the 11th inning before the Braves won tonight 2-1. Arizona will be playing San Francisco starting tomorrow. Diamondbacks playing for pride as well. And the same here, the Cubs against the Padres. And there's a line drive to left, charged and caught by DeNorfia. Oh, there have been some hard outs tonight. Double is left at second in the 8th inning for Chicago. It remains 1-0. Hughes, life is a lease. Negotiate well. With Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. Mike Trussell keeping the numbers as he has all season long. One of our valued teammates here in our Channel 4 San Diego booth. And a new pitcher, Sean Marshall. So Zambrano out, over 100 pitches, a shutout 3-hitter as he leaves the game. Marshall, the setup man. First pitch to Eckstein, ball 1.
Marshall, pretty much a 4-pitch pitcher. Fastball, curveball, cutter, kind of a slider, and also a changeup. So you can call it 5 pitches if you want.
1-1.
A lot of knees and elbows coming at you from this tall left-hander.
11 decisions. That's a lot for a relief pitcher. 6-5 his record, a 2.74 ERA. 2-1. Eckstein will battle you, trying to get on. Walk is as good as a hit. Eckstein is old school. Not afraid to find a base on balls in his evening's work. That one bends over the inside corner. Marshall, a solid batting average against, allowing hitters only a 2.16 average on the year. Fastball out of the strike zone, but Eckstein was protecting. So much at stake. Everyone in that Padre dugout showing their support. What a breaking ball. And Eckstein strikes out on a curveball. You know you made a good pitch if you strike that man out.
Big looking curveball from Marshall, starting way off the plate and down and in on the dirt. Good looking breaking ball from Marshall.
28-year-old left-hander from Richmond, Virginia. Marshall. Here's Tejada, a single in 3 trips tonight. Chop to short. Castro. 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning. And the Padres gradually running out of outs tonight, trailing 1-0, and that run looks huge now. Scored by the Cubs off Stauffer in the 7th. The 1-out double by Soriano brought home on Blake DeWitt single. Gonzalez 0 for 3, flied out, struck out, grounded out. As you well know, Gonzalez throughout this year has had more success against left-handed pitching than right-handed. One of the best in baseball, lefty against lefty. He went around. 0-2.
That ball was a ball off the plate, nearly looked like nearly hitting the jersey of Adrian Gonzalez. And just as I was going to say, because Hill was set up inside, I was just about to say, you better get it in there. And he certainly did.
Went around again. Strike 3. Oh, that's a unfortunate at bat for Adrian Gonzalez as Marshall comes in, retires the side in order with 2 strikeouts. We go to the 9th, 1-0. And Webb to work the ninth. Big right-hander. 51st appearance of the season. 3-1 his record, as you can see. And a .276 batting average against. Trying to hold the Cubs in the ninth. They'll bring up Nady, Soriano, and DeWitt. It was Soriano and DeWitt that collaborated on the run with a double single in the 7th inning.
So Luke Gregerson pitched an inning and surrendered 1 hit. We know him for the slider. Well, Ryan Webb, we know him for the hard sinker. He needs a quick inning here to get back in that dugout and go to Hacken in the ninth for the Padres.
Meanwhile, Mark Grant, the Padres have gone 15 straight innings without scoring a run. It's a bad time to suddenly have the bats go to sleep. They've got another chance in the bottom of the inning. It'll be Ludwig, Steers' replacement Denorfia, or the pitcher's spot. It'll be Denorfia and then Torrealba. Denorfia walked for, or pinch ran for Steers when he walked. Nady 0 for 3, all ground balls, 1 a double play. Keep it down, says Torrealba. He does. Sharp ground ball to Headley. Brief bobble, but able to fire across for the out.
That's the way to keep it in front of you.
That's the 11th hard hit ball by the Cubs tonight. And fortunately, they found a lot of fielders. Not enough in the 7th inning, but there have been a lot of line drive and hard ground ball outs. 11 times they've hit the ball hard for an out. Soriano, his double led the only run of the game. Free swinging outfielder, infielder. Remember the whole controversy about him when they sent him to the outfield? Didn't feel that was his spot. Wanted to play infield, pouted about it. Finally accepting that role and making a pretty good living doing it. That one smacked sharply to center. Gwynn going back and makes the catch on the run. Another hard out that Tony Gwynn was able to outrace and take out of left center field. 2 away. Doing more on defense is brought to you by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Anybody else make that catch if they're in center field?
Not on the Padres roster. No,
just a thought.
He took away a base hit.
Put that in the back of your mind if you're watching at home. Because if that's over anybody else's head, that's a double, possibly a triple.
Blake DeWitt takes it low. The sinker. DeWitt 2 hits. Marlon Byrd with 3. And the other, the double by Soriano. The 6 total for the Cubs.
Yes, he did. 96 sinker. That's a strike. Where'd that one miss?
Didn't break down quickly enough in the eyes of Gibson. 2-1.
Let's see if Trax likes it. Yeah.
That's a pitcher's pitch. There's a drive to right center, and Gwynn's on his horse again. He won't get there. That's going to hop off the wall, and into second base goes DeWitt. He has a 3-hit game. Well, the ex-Dodger coming back to Petco and having himself a pretty nice night. Ground out in 3 consecutive hits. He and Bird each with 3. Padres as a team tonight with 3.
Did you see that DeWitt just drops the head of that bat inner third, about thigh high. A nice athletic move by Tony Gwynn Jr. out there getting that baseball back into the infield nicely, but it was a mistake. He wanted that pitch down and away.
Looks like Tony's taken that glove off the throwing hand.
Yep. Absolutely right.
Coy Hill, the catcher, who's 0 for 3 tonight and a .215 hitter. You see a pinch hitter for him. No, he's going to come up there.
Micah Hoffpower is out on deck. He's one of those guys for the Cubs that's been up and down a couple times. He's got a little bit of pop in that bat from the left side.
The win out at second. A chance to add to their lead, the Cubs. Hill, line to left, struck out, grounded to first. That's a pretty good looking slider.
Yes, it is.
Oh, he has such outstanding stuff, Ryan Webb, as he matures and builds the confidence that he can put that ball where he wants it. Padres got themselves a gem here. Look at the action on that fastball.
That's a heavy sinker at 96. And when he's on, and like you said, Dick, if he can locate that, harness that control, good luck trying to square up that pitch. I mean, he'll give up his hits like any pitcher.
Yeah, like the one to DeWitt. He got that one up, and it didn't sink. In fact, in this inning, all 3 balls have been hit hard, 2 for out, and then the double to right center.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's got to be a strike at the knees. A sinker ball pitcher's got to get that call. Let's see. I'm probably wrong. That's why I'm up here.
That's a strike.
So 2-1 to Hill. Big difference, 2-1 or 1-2. Now 3-1. Well, the way the Padre offense has been shut down tonight, and that's a huge run to keep out on the bases there with a 1-0 game and only 3 outs to go. Hill figures to have the green light here. Ball 4. So first and second, 2 out. And the pinch hitter, Micah Hoffpower, comes up. So we'll see Marmol, the closer for the Cubs in the 9th inning. And now comes Bud Black. And we're going to have a pitcher change. And Joe Thatcher is going to come in from the pen. And our pitching change is brought to you by the Mark Condos. Luxurious downtown San Diego condos from the 300s. Go to themarksandiego.com. by your local San Diego Ford dealers. These are A numbers for the southpaw from Kokomo, Indiana. 182, the batting average against. 62nd game of the year, and he's been called on time and time again. Just this situation, get that one left-handed hitter out, but Hoffbauer is pulled back by manager Quaddy, and he sends up a right-handed batter, Jeff Baker, and Baker is a solid pinch hitter. He's 6 for 17, a home run and 4 runs batted in, and the Cubs pinch hitters have been as good as any in the league.
It's going to be an interesting matchup. Righties off of Thatcher, 161. Baker off of lefties, 350.
Cubs have 36 pinch hits this year. That's only 3 behind the leaders, Atlanta and Tampa Bay.
And a pretty good sample size also for Baker. 137 at-bats, 48 hits off of lefties.
Sharply hit into the hole. Tejada can go the short way. To Eckstein for the out. So the Cubs' threat to add to their lead is gone. No runs. A hit. 2 left. Last of the 9th. The Padres need a run to tie. A perfect fit. Blake DeWitt singles in, the only run of the game. The throw by Gwynn misses the cutoff man. No damage done as the runner moved to second. DeWitt, but he died there. But the big run. As Soriano doubled and DeWitt followed immediately with a single. And now we see Carlos Marmol. He's their top stopper and leads all relief pitchers in the National League in strikeouts. Ludwig fouls it back. Marmol with 131 strikeouts. New left fielder is Sam Fold, takes over for Soriano. It's up to Ludwig, Denorfia, Torrealba, bottom of the 9th. Another foul out of play. Marmol with 34 saves, and when you consider the Cubs have only won 70 all season, he has been in the thick of half their wins. And another foul.
Marmol pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher, a fastball and a slur if he can get it up there now too. Middle 90s to 98. Arm side run to that sinker of his. And that slurve throws his slurve almost like a frisbee type.
There he comes sidearm with that breaking ball, and Ludwig doesn't chase. Ludwig has singled, grounded to second, and struck out tonight. and strikes out again. So Marmol, true to his reputation, comes in and strikes out the leadoff man. Chris DeNorfia called back. Looks like Mike Baxter with a bat.
Well, if there's any time for a bloop and a blast, it's right here in the 9th inning. Marmol 34 for 39 in save opportunities this year as a Cub.
Young Baxter called him up on the September move from Portland, where he showed home run power, and in this homestand on Friday night picked up his first RBI and a sacrifice fly, and his first major league hit was yesterday, and here it is as he delivered in the 9th inning. Sharp single to right. And he takes a strike. Boy, a young hitter, first major league experience this month of September, and placed in a ball game with so much at stake against one of the top relief pitchers in the league. Slider, and the count 1-2. Torrealba on deck.
Well, San Diego this year, 49 one-run games. The Chicago Cubs, 52 one-run games. Some close ones.
Did not go around. That was a wicked pitch to lay off.
Well, let's take a look. Down and in slider, and ooh, we may have gotten away with one there.
Just did check it. 2-2. Marmol strikes out Ludwig and Baxter, and it's up to Torrealba. He represents the Padres' final chance here in the 9th. San Diego has not scored a run since those solo home runs yesterday in the 2nd inning. Gonzalez and Torrealba shut out. 15 2/3 innings since. Well, actually more than that. 16 innings and a third. Starts Torrealba with a breaking ball. Chase Headley would be next. Padres have not had a hit since 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Tejada. 2-1. Three and one. A flicker of hope.
Yeah, make it a little interesting. Draw a walk right here.
It's been a huge investment these fans have made, rooting these Padres through, underdogs all season long. Oh, he threw him a breaking ball, tough slider. Full count to Torrealba.
Here comes another one.
Chopped up the middle. Tough play. He's in there. Torrealba with a dirt dive. And the 9th inning is still alive. The veteran catcher with a chopper over the mound and dives into first under the tag, and Cabrera comes up as the pinch hitter or pinch runner for Torrealba.
Well, just when you think the Padres are going to flatline, a little bit of a pulse right there. They got the paddles out. Clear. And he's safe.
Cabrera then replaces Torrealba. Keeps this 9th inning alive. 2 out, and Chase Headley the batter. Headley is lined into a double play, struck out and walked.
Hey, an extra base hit now. Outfielders playing nothing over their head. Playing deep. Rattle one of those gaps. And watch Everett Cabrera run.
Couldn't ask for more speed at first base. Ball one. 94 on the heater. Tony Gwynn on deck. Marmol coming a little to the side, giving the hitter a different angle.
Yep.
Cabrera goes. Swung on and missed. Cabrera in there. His 10th steal of the season. Tying run, in position to score on a single, but the count now is 1-2 on Headley.
Not the best jump, but Everett makes up the difference with his speed, and please don't overslide the bag. Keeps the foot on there into scoring position. You could expect another sliding right here from Marmol.
Ball
hit him.
Hit Headley, and Headley's on a hit by pitch. So the winning run goes to first on a 1-2 breaking ball that hits Headley. So a scratch hit by Torrealba and a dive to first, and here is Mike Quade. He disagrees with apparently the call that Headley was hit by a pitch.
Well, it was a breaking ball down and in. Does it get him on the bounce? Oh, you know what?
Looked like it got him on the foot. And he's probably arguing that Headley didn't try to get him out of the way of the pitch.
Well, it's kind of when you're playing. Oh, you know what? Not even close. Padres catch a break. See where the ball changed direction?
It's in between the 2 feet. From that angle, looks like it hits his front foot.
That's where the ball changed direction, right there. Not even close. Oh, but does it get him on the back pant leg, though? Looks like it got him on the back pant leg on the bounce. So that's a big leg hang with him. Padres catch a break.
And Tony Gwynn with another chance. He was up with 2 on in the 7th inning. Ball one. Flied out to center field, and then Salazar fouled out after Zambrano had walked 2 men with 1 out. Tying run at second, Cabrera. Go ahead, winning run, Headley at first base.
Well, everybody was calling timeout.
And a pinch runner, Durango, will go in for Headley. So Buddy Black using all of his speed now. He's got half of a 400-meter relay team out there now in Cabrera and Durango. Cabrera as fast as anyone until Durango came up, and he's the fastest in the entire organization. If Gwynn could find a gap, and there's a huge hole in right center field. Ball two. Strike at the knees. Nick Hundley has a bat. He's in the on-deck circle. 2 out, 2 on. Bottom of the 9th, 1-0 Chicago. And the 2-1 pitch coming up.
And Marmol can get wild now. 50 walks in 73 plus innings. That's a lot.
Fans on their feet. 3-1 to Gwynn. He took Zambrano 3-1 the last time up with 2 on. Flied out to center. They play him to hit to left center. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. Oh, my. Infield hit batsman, and a walk to load him up. And so the winning run is now at second base, where a single could win it.
Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach for the Chicago Cubs, out to have a chat with Marmol. Once again, all the pressure is on Marmol. Very erratic. Now 51 walks in 72-plus innings. I mean, Nick Hundley's got to be taking a strike here. You got to let Marmol come to you.
So Hundley up there with the bases full. A Padre at every pillow. More importantly, 90 feet away is the tying run in the form of Cabrera, and the winning run, Durango out at second base.
Hey, a breaking ball in the dirt would be nice here.
Hundley, a .250 average as he steps in with 7 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Ball 1. Fans trying to help out. Oh, excuse me, swing foul. Oh, that would have been a shame. Didn't get a full swing.
Yep.
And if you put that in play, it would have been
also was ball 2.
Number 3.
Looked like ball 2 as well. But tough to lay off.
Even Yoda's got the yips.
Hopefully a little magic in that shillelagh of Nick Hundley.
Hundley has delivered in extra innings with a base hit in this situation earlier in the year. Runners lead away, ready to go on anything. Fly ball left field, and there is Cole to snatch it, and with it, a tough loss for the Padres, who threaten in the ninth, but go down on a 4-hit combined shutout by the Cubs. So they fall a full game behind the Giants, and they're tied now in the wild card with Atlanta, as the scoreless string for the Padres comes rearing its ugly head at the wrong time. A shutout tonight after being shut out the last 7 innings yesterday. And the Cubs come in, and Mike Quade said, Quaddy said that he was going to save his best pitchers to try to make it tough on the Padres to get into the playoffs. And he brought Zambrano, Marshall, and Marmol, and they combine on a 4-hit shutout. We'll be back with the totals as the Cubs, with a heartbreaking defeat handed to the Padres tonight, 1-0.